one battle, 300 Spartans. An empire poised for domination. The Battle of Thermopylae wasn't just a fight. It was a turning point that would define the fate of an entire civilization. But the true story behind Thermopylae is far more than the heroism we've been told. There's a hidden truth about this battle that has echoed through history and changed the course of Western civilization forever. In 480 BC, an event unfolded that would capture the imagination of generations. The Persian Empire, led by King Xerxes, was on the march to conquer Greece. The odds seemed insurmountable, and Greece stood on the brink of annihilation. But then came a small force, just 300 Spartan warriors, who stood their ground against an army of Persians. The Battle of Thermopylae became a symbol of bravery, but there's a deeper truth hidden beneath the surface. To understand why Thermopylae is so crucial, we must first grasp the magnitude of the threat. Xerxes wasn't just any ruler. He was the king of the largest empire the world had ever seen, stretching from India to Egypt. After years of war with the Greeks, he had finally amassed an enormous army to crush the last stronghold of resistance. Greece was fractured, made up of individual city-states, many of which were too divided to stand against the mighty Persians. It seemed like the end was near for the Greek way of life. The stakes couldn't have been higher, and that's when King Leonidas of Sparta took action. Leonidas wasn't just a king, he was a warrior born to lead. Sparta was a society built on war, discipline, and sacrifice, and its warriors were the finest in the world. When faced with Xerxes' army, Leonidas knew he couldn't win with sheer numbers. But he didn't need to. He chose Thermopylae, a narrow mountain pass, as the battleground. The terrain would neutralize the Persian numbers and give his small force a fighting chance. Leonidas, knowing the odds were stacked against him, brought only 300 Spartans, and, interestingly, a handful of Greek allies. These men weren't just fighting for survival, they were fighting for something greater, the future of their culture, their freedom, and their identity. Now, here's where the hidden truth of Thermopylae lies. It wasn't just the bravery of the Spartans that made this battle legendary. It was the incredible timing and sacrifice that shaped the fate of an entire civilization. Thermopylae wasn't meant to be a victory for the Spartans. It was meant to delay the Persians, to buy time for the rest of Greece to prepare for the inevitable clash. King Leonidas knew the Spartan force couldn't win, but he also knew the impact of their sacrifice by holding the pass for 3 days. He gave the Greek city-states time to unite and prepare a counteroffensive. The Greek forces would eventually win at the Battle of Plataea, largely due to the delay the 300 Spartans had achieved. Thermopylae was a symbolic stand, one that ignited a flame of resistance throughout Greece. As the battle raged on, the Persians threw everything they had at the Spartans. Yet, for every wave of attackers, the Spartans held firm. But on the third day, disaster struck. A traitor, Ephialtes, revealed a hidden path to the Persians, allowing them to outflank the Greeks. Realizing that their position was compromised, Leonidas made the fateful decision to send away the majority of the Greek forces, leaving only his 300 Spartans to fight to the death. It was a choice that would seal their fate. But it wasn't just about personal sacrifice. The 300 Spartans were giving everything they had to secure a future for Greece, a future that depended on the unity and resolve of the Greek people. Their stand was a rallying cry that would inspire an entire civilization to fight back. So, why does Thermopylae still matter today? It's not because the Spartans won. It's because their courage, selflessness, and strategic thinking defined the future of Western civilization. Thermopylae showed the world that resistance, even in the face of certain death, can alter the course of history. The sacrifice of the 300 was the spark that united Greece, leading to a series of victories that would ultimately drive the Persian Empire from Greek soil. And it was at Thermopylae that the idea of freedom, of standing up against overwhelming power to protect one's values, became a cornerstone of Western thought. The true lesson of Thermopylae isn't just about warriors fighting bravely. It's about the power of resistance in the face of tyranny. It's about standing firm in the belief that the struggle is worth it, even when the outcome seems inevitable. The Spartans may have lost the battle, but they won the war for the heart and soul of a civilization. Today, Thermopylae is remembered as a symbol of courage and sacrifice. But beneath the surface, it's a reminder that sometimes the most important battles aren't about winning, they're about making a stand for something greater than yourself. The hidden truth of Thermopylae is this: one small, seemingly hopeless stand can change the fate of an entire civilization forever.